Use the silence to just recognize where it is in your body that needs to soften. Maybe checking into where you're holding on to the tension and releasing that. Just really paying attention to what's happening right now. Maybe you've already drawn your attention to your breath. Maybe simply the mention of it does that for you. Start to relax into now. The numbers don't necessarily matter. The fact that 365 days have passed since the last New Year's Eve really has no bearing. It's what we do in that time. It's the opportunity to recognize the growth, the progress, the opportunity to see what we've discovered or uncovered about ourselves, about our lives, about the opportunities, the things that we're taking advantage of, the things that we would like to explore more of. So it's not necessarily the chronological calendar as much as it is the awareness or the marker or the denotation of recognizing that 365 days have passed. And what is it that we've learned? So start to settle in to the physical body, softening and relaxing, really letting go of any sort of tension or releasing your attention to the external things. And begin to notice the expansion of the belly and the chest cavity on the inhale, the feeding or fueling of the body. And on the exhale, the relaxation, softening, releasing. So find a nice rhythm with your breath that identifies the expansion or hope surrounding things to come and the acceptance around the things that are. So the inhale represents that hope, that forward movement, that idea or ideal. And the exhale just allows us to trust that we're right where we are, right where we're supposed to be when we're right where we are, which is here and now. So we use the inhale to fuel us or fill us or invigorate us, and the exhale to trust and allow. And it's a beautiful balance of inhale and exhale. Too much inhale creates too much energy, too much exhale releases too much. So we have to find that beautiful dance between the inhalation and the exhalation, or the opening ourselves to receiving and allowing. Think about relaxing the muscles on the face, releasing the brow, softening the jaw, letting the shoulders drop away from the ears. Again, releasing the tension from the body so we can release the attention that we're focusing on the external body or the physical body and notice what it is that's happening elsewhere in our thinking mind, in our feeling body. So we use the breath to help us regulate. We take that nice, beautiful inhale, invigorating, inviting, full of hope. And we take the exhale that follows, that allows us to release and to be present. Again, find your rhythm, find what feels right for you. So we use the calendar clock, the clock of days or time to check in with our growth, with our expansion over the last 365 days. Where have you grown? What have you recognized or noticed? We cannot stay the same from moment to moment, hour to hour, day to day, week to week, year to year. We are constantly having experiences that allow us to grow. So on the inhale, recognize that growth. And on the exhale, trust that it brought you right here, right now, on the precipice of whatever it is that's next. So as you reflect back over the last 365 days, over the growth of the year of 2021, where is it that you noticed that you were at your best? What was it that you were doing when you felt the most like yourself? When you felt the most genuine or authentic? Can you pinpoint a moment or a time frame where you felt like you were aligned with who you really are, aligned with the universe? Who are you when you are yourself? What do you recognize about that? Where does it feel the most right inside your own body? What moments? What are you doing? What does it look like? What does it sound like? What does it feel like? I want you to capture that because that's really important in our reflection so that we can use that to propel us forward. Use your breath. Take the inhale. Don't force it, just sit with it and allow it to come up. Allow it to show itself. All those answers and all of those awarenesses lie within us. Who are you when you're at your very best? And what do you notice about that? Relax, soften into your own response. Soften into your most authentic version of yourself. Soften into the awareness of the glimpse into the space and time that you feel most aligned. Use your breath to just allow that to show up. The filling of the chest cavity and the belly, the invigoration of the body, the remembering. And then the exhale is the softening and settling and trusting into it. So we recognize parts of ourselves that we want to keep, that we want to take with us, that are serving us, that draw us closer to that alignment with who we really are. So what are those aspects or things or feelings or awarenesses that you'll be taking with you into the next calendar year, the next clocked year of awareness and growth? What are you taking with you physically that you align with? What are you taking with you emotionally? that feels right. It's your inhale, it's your hope, it's what comes with you, it's invigorating, it's enlivening. And then on the exhale, what are you leaving behind? It's a big question. What gets to go and what has to stay? So the things that go with you are the things that uplift you, the things that bring you closer to your most authentic self. And the things that we leave behind are the obstacles or barriers or self imposed limitations, thoughts, feelings, physical items, attachments, relationships. So, who are you when you are at your very best? The awareness of that allows you to see what it is you will take with you and what it is that you wish to leave behind. Breathe yourself through these fascinating questions. I am at my very best when, and that involves trusting and embracing more of and leaving behind it's like filling in the blanks, seeing what shows up. I'm at my very best when I am. And I recognize my very best includes taking with me. And I also recognize that my very best includes leaving behind and some of these items can be physical and emotional, and they can be, trains of thought. They can be, again, attachments that are no longer serving. So we use our breath to recognize, we soften in our body so that our attention is not being drawn towards the tension of our body, but that our attention is being drawn towards the center of our heart, which is where all of these answers lie. The center of our being, the center of our heart, the center of our knowing and trusting and understanding. Don't force it. If it's there, exhale it, carry on. If it's not there, exhale it and carry on. It will show up exactly when you're ready to see it, exactly when it needs to. I recognize my very best when I am. I know that these things contribute to that. And I know that these things are no longer necessary along my path. Fill the body with breath. Nice deep inhale, exhale, relax, softly, gently release. See, we want to let go of the things with love and compassion because they once served us. And we want to embrace the new ideas with the inhale of invigoration and enthusiasm and excitement. All of our lives mirror our breath. So we ride the wave of our breath like we ride the wave of our experiences, just observing, recognizing, feeling, pushing through, floating on, swimming beneath, rising above. Just like the wave of our breath, the inhale and the exhale will constantly bring us back to the very focused, centered, knowing part of ourselves. It's all that magic in between the inhale and the exhale, that calm, steady, centering point. So the next observation in the form of a question is, can you right now give yourself permission to step into the new beginning? Can you access the power of the inhale using that invigoration of your breath to give yourself permission to start whatever part of your journey is next? And on the exhale, you trust that. So nice deep inhale fills the body with breath, invigorates us, and we give ourselves permission as living, breathing human beings to step into that part of our journey that becomes the very best version of ourselves. We're on a quest, and the quest is not to arrive somewhere, but to become more aware. Deep inhale. Answers are inside, not outside. Exhale, trust it. So give yourself permission to enter into, with your power, a new beginning. On the exhale, we trust it. We trust that it's aligning, that it's working for us, that we know what feels right, and that every little step we take moves us in the direction. Every little step is a leap of faith. See, we think there have to be these acts, grandiose acts of grandeur, delusion in order to arrive somewhere. But the path is always one step at a time. The journey is always one before the next. Take that nice deep inhale and give yourself permission to be outside your comfort zone, to step into the brightest part of your light, to really shine and know that who you are has something to offer, this fabulous new beginning, this 2022. Fueled by your breath, reminded by your trusting and your knowing, reminded by the exhale, inspired by the inhale, and settled by the exhale. The last piece of this is, what is the inner dialogue that you want to create as a mantra on repeat as you start this next phase, this next window, this next opportunity, this next moment in your life? What will you tell yourself? That is one of the things you'll be taking with you. A positive, confident statement about who you are and the direction that you're moving in, or movement in general. So you frame a positive power statement that you remind yourself every morning upon awakening. I am brave and I am beautiful. I have conviction and confidence, and I will continue to move in the direction of my dreams. Eh, that's what just came to me. What's coming to you? What are you recognizing as your powerful statement to continue your journey, your path, your inner excavation or awareness? What helps you shine your light every day? What moves you closer to your authentic self? What is your power statement? Use your breath. If one or two of the words come to you right now, just make a mental note and then exhale that. When we're all done here this evening, you can spend a little more time writing it down. You can write it down tomorrow. You can write it down the next day. Guess what? You can write it down 2 weeks from now. You can change it next week, next month, in the next hour. As long as it's a positive power statement, you can continue to revise it because every day is a restart. Every day is a reset. The most important piece is that you wake up every morning and you put the right vibrational energy in your body. Today is going to be a fabulous day because I'm courageous and I'm confident. And I understand who I am, and I am going to continue to grow every day. Power statements, the moment you become aware of being awake. Some of you who know me well enough know that I have probably, the list is probably somewhere between 450 and 500 now of my favorite words. And these are words that inspire, uplift, invigorate, reset, rejuvenate, renew. I could look, alignment, awareness, knowing. You've heard them here. I practice positive, powerful words in my head every day. Every day keeps me centered, it keeps me grounded, it keeps me thinking in the right frame. Now, yes, mind you, some of those other words creep in, but I don't let them stick around so long. I don't let them change the vibrational energy of my body. I just become aware of them in the situation and recognize, and they're necessary because sometimes they move me away from things that I didn't necessarily notice that I needed to move away from. So I acknowledge the words that are not so powerful and not so uplifting in the same way that we acknowledge all of the things that occurred over the last 365 days to bring us to right here, right now. All of the growth, all of the discomfort, all of the fear, all of the angst, right? All of those things that we experienced collectively over 365 days have grown us to who we are right now. And we're going to continue to grow. Deep breath in, fill the body with breath. Exhale, soften, relax, release. So every moment is a new opportunity to think better, to feel better, to physically take the actions in the direction that move us towards that alignment. So the first initial inquiry, when you're at your very best, who are you? You recognize who you are. You can see yourself, the genuine, authentic, internal, spiritual soul of yourself. When you have that link, that alignment to who you really are, you make that connection. So, what brings that out? You take that with you. What works against that? You leave that behind. And then you give yourself permission to step into your power. What a wonderful welcome to 2022. I am going to be the most powerful version of myself ever. Why? Why not? Why not? And then you use the constant reminder, the mantra reminder of the power statements. Use those words, pick those 5 favorite words. I must use fabulous 20 times a day, easy, because it's fabulous. Makes me feel like there's something really great happening. Fabulous. If it can't be fabulous, it's got to be fascinating. Fascinating still is intrigue and interest. May not feel quite as good, but it still allows me to see it from the perspective of intriguing. So the 4 questions that bring you to the reset. And if we forget our alignment, we go back to question number 1. If we're carrying around baggage that we know is weighing us down, then we go to question number 2. If we are not allowing ourselves to be ourselves and we're giving into pressures and societal norms and the thoughts and words and actions of others, we go to number 3. And every morning when we wake up, we feed ourselves, we fuel ourselves, not just with our breath, but with powerful, positive affirmations, mantras, statements that give us exactly what we need for the day, that are always there. It's like your breath. You can go back to that statement. You can be like, hey, wait a minute. When I woke up this morning, it was going to be, and you know what? Reset. Still is. Still is. Let's take a nice deep inhale, fill the body with breath. On the exhale, softly, gently relax, release, settle in. You are fabulous. Inhale, breathe that in. And all the things that are happening around you are fascinating. Exhale, breathe that out. So, because we are fabulous, breathe that in. It gives us the tools and the power to navigate fascinating. Breathe that out. I remind myself every day that I am brave and courageous and fabulous. Breathe that in. And that courage and fabulousness allows me to ride the wave of all of the fascinating experiences that will come my way. The journey is to deeper awareness and understanding. Your life's purpose lies within you, not outside of you. So continue to follow the path inward, recognize what stays, what goes, who you are, and what lights you up. Give yourself permission to be that person. And then reinforce that with your thinking, because everything we do begins with our thoughts. I want to wish you all a fabulous new year. Amazing blessings coming your way. And, simply the act of showing up and taking time to pay attention to who you are and what's really important is already movement in that direction. So thank you all for coming. And again, fabulous new year.